I'm just sitting down and I'm hitting record. It's fitting because I want to talk about pitfalls and things that just hold you back when you're starting to do this. If you are working on starting a business, then you're going to go through waves and there's going to be things you struggle with. And I think that's why I'm making this, to talk about the things that I struggle with in doing this and feeling like I'm trying to be some sort of an expert, which is an ironic thing because I'm creating content not because I think I have a lot of people following and that I'm some big voice, but rather just because I want to share a story and create a journal off of it. I think that's where this balance can be kind of hard. I've been having a lot of paralysis by analysis as far as trying to record content and doing marketing goes. And that's something that has been pretty common and is very familiar to me, and I don't like it. So I just accepted that I just had to put my phone on and record, and I'm going to talk through some of these things. So I don't have a number, but I'll probably be 3 or 4 of kind of these pitfalls that I'm seeing, that I'm facing myself. Not that I'm some master that's overcome them, but they are the things that I am seeing right here. I think one of the books I'm going through right now is The Story Brand by Donald Miller, and I guess I hope that through these things I'm more of a guide than a hero, because I think we like to watch content for people to be our guide rather than be a hero. I want to be able to help people with what I'm doing, not people watch it as me as a central figure. And so learning to tell that story is going to come, but if I'm not creating stuff and I'm not forcing myself to do it, it's not going to be there. So I'm going to kick it off, and I'm going to kind of make up these numbers as I go. So it's a pretty representative video for that. So one of the things I'm struggling with right now, so we'll say number one, is building perfect content. I think I've learned that from a product standpoint, I don't have to be perfect to launch, but I'm really struggling with that in marketing. I don't want to put out bad marketing material. I don't want to post bad stuff. I don't want to create a bad brand. And the whole saying of don't let perfect be the enemy of great, or even good, is something that I'm kind of wrestling with now. Is I struggle to really get social media out there. And obviously right now I'm a solo founder, a solopreneur, and there's obviously a lot that comes from putting out marketing material and posting on social media, and I struggle with that a lot. I don't even post on my own personal social media, so trying to get that, and I'm using AI to help me plan things, but I don't really want to use AI just to generate stuff because a lot of it looks bad and like classic AI slop. And so I want to put good material out there, and that actually is leading to me not putting anything out there. Just like with these, I've wanted to have some really good, well thought and well planned videos to record, and I just haven't been able to get that done, which leads to doing nothing. And so I struggle with trying to do something in lieu of nothing, but I don't want to do nothing because I'm trying to do something great. But at some point, when you're trying to build a lot of pieces, you're not going to do everything great. You can't do everything great. And so it's trying to prioritize the areas where you can. And really, it's treading water until I can find the right people to work with, find the right people to join the team, get the right traction. So I don't have an answer for what to do with it, but that's just one of the areas I'm struggling with right now and trying to figure out. I would say the next one is trying to understand when to put on the gas and when to not. And what I mean by that is, where do I put money into and risk putting the money into because I think it will pay off, versus where is it, hey, let's just keep continuing steady growth until we get there. And right now, for the most part, it's, hey, let's do steady growth until we get there. But I don't think that's necessarily the wrong decision right now, because we're picking up some traction. We're working with several partner cities right now, and we're building out locales and adventures with them, which will bring on more users that we can work on. But the goal ultimately is to really build some power users that can help us give feedback on the platform and find people to really help make the platform this community-owned type thing. And you can't do that without the individual users. And so there's this weird tension right now where I want to get them on, and the plan I've put in place to do that is working, but I want them faster. And so it's that uneasiness of, well, do I need to try to move faster, or do I continue with this and look in other areas? And there's certainly this not knowing of, do I need to put the brake on more? Do I need to try to get it this way or not? And so Yeah, it's just, distribution is the hardest part, and we have momentum in it, but I want it in other ways. Am I going about it the right way? Do I need to try to do other ways? Right now, I'm going to be doing a meta ad campaign to try to onboard people onto the Dallas locale because all of our ventures are live. So people can actually go and experience them. The platform is in a really good place to do that. So I'm going to push in that area, and we're going to put a little bit of money behind that to see if it is. I think that's just because I'm trying to do social media posting every day. My next goal is probably to try to create 100 assets that we can use for the open world Instagram page that can just be reused consistently, so it can post 5 times a week consistently and reuse those over and over. So that's another method we might go for. And then I think 3 is finding advisors and mentors specifically to kind of help push the company forward and really believe in me and push that forward. Now, by no means do I think people don't believe in me, but I think my assessment is I've always been someone that can take what I need to and get it to the finish line, which doesn't necessarily take people, it doesn't necessarily call people oh, let me go bring that person to the next level. Let me go, mentor them. And I had someone be hey, you really need to find advisors for your company. And that's great. And, when I talked to a lot of these people, it's oh, I just knew this person and it made sense for an advisor. I don't know those kinds of people. There's no one that I'm oh, really, this person should be an advisor. And so I'm having a hard time finding out who to bring on like that. Where can I find them at? And I'm looking at, through some different avenues. There's some connections where I'm trying to connect with some advisors, but I think it's mostly just not, I guess it's not as smooth as I want it to be. And I think maybe that's the issue. And so just the question of how do you find advisors and how do you get the right people on is the one I'm going through right now. And so I got connected to this group to kind of help you can find people on an advisory board. But I think I'm generally a skeptical person. So I'm okay, how good are these connections going to be? And can I trust these people? And so that's I think the third thing that I'm really kind of struggling to figure out right now. And then those are the main 3 off. Yeah. And then I would say the fourth is being satisfied with the progress I've made and celebrating the wins. And this one is not new. This is something I've struggled with just in my full-time job historically, is when the big things happen, celebrating them. We have 3 companies we signed on to partnership agreements. Now, it's not a paid contract yet, but there's built-in incentives for jumping onto that paid contract after that. But just having 3 people sign on and being an active trial is huge. And I've done a pretty poor job at celebrating that. That's really good progress. But internally, I want more. I want faster. I want to have my salary replaced already. I want to move faster. I want to have thousands and thousands of users on the platform. I want to have the community built. I want to be getting that feedback. And that's all stuff that will come. But I think I want it faster. And in a sense, I'm not satisfied with where I'm at now, which I think there's a little bit of that's good. But there's also a little bit where that makes it hard to really rest, recover, and understand where you're at in the process. And I think that's really important to look at it. You're not going to be in this perfect place, but it's going to take time. So you need to be understanding with yourself in that. So yeah, that's the fourth one, is really trying to be sure to celebrate and understand where it is. And then the final and 5th one, I'll say, is a little bit similar to that, but it's just properly resting. I'm obviously at the beginning of this right now, and I think there's a little bit where it takes more focus. And I am certainly prioritizing things that need to be done on a daily basis. Time with wife and kids and focus on faith is always priority, but then after that, getting things moving forward and pushing everything to the next step is that next one. And it feels like a day to kind of step away and not work. It feels like I'm wasting time, and I think that's a trap. It's a trap I've been falling into, but it just does. And so I think it's a lot of perspective, knowing hey, one day is going to be okay, and that recovery will be worth it. I've been balancing, hey, get a good night's rest so that you can kind of stay up later and get stuff done another night. But knowing that days of rest are good too, because catch up and mentally be prepared, refresh your creativity, and the creativity drains. So that's kind of the 5th one, that pitfall, I guess, I've been running into. So all of these are a lot of things I'm doing here. And I think the one that's been hitting me the hardest is that number 1, that paralysis by analysis of wanting to do things the best and then not acting. And funny story is, I kind of got roasted in Mahjong with some friends the other night because that's just my default operating system. Is I want to understand all of the methods, I want to make the right one, and I want to win. And there are times where I really like shooting from the hip and moving fast and learning and getting that feedback. While I'm still trying to build that feedback mechanism, I don't have that backboard to shoot off of. So in Mahjong the other night, I was getting called out for being so slow because I'm trying to analyze the whole board, analyze my whole thing. It was my first and second time playing, and I was like, oh man, I'm not having fun right now because I want to make the perfect moves and I'm going too slow for everyone. And so I want to avoid that type of mentality and that type of methodology in this, and I want to move fast, and I want to make mistakes, and I want to break things, but I am certainly fighting against my natural inclination to want to make the perfect move and analyze everything. And I'm excited to get that backboard of a community built so that we can move fast and get feedback quickly and iterate. But we're at that piece where we're trying to build the community so we can get that feedback. And so there's less feedback right now. And the last thing I want to be doing is building in a vacuum. That's dangerous and can be wasteful. So the main focus right now is building the community, getting the people in, and helping find these people who can build a platform and help them make it theirs. Really make the world more fun and make these cities we live in adventures. So those are the pitfalls I faced. Hopefully they help you and you can kind of learn from them. And yeah, I might just force myself to hop on video without any planning again and just keep doing these just to get it out there. But that's what I got. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment if any of these are reflective of you. If you have any of your own, would love to hear from you. Thanks.